You know, we spend a lot of time talking about our organs and our major body systems, but today we're going to zoom in. We're going to go deeper to the very foundation of how we're built. We are talking about tissues and the incredible story of how trillions of individual cells manage to work together.
So let's just start with a mind-bending question. Your body has somewhere around 30 trillion cells. I mean, that's not just a crowd, that's a galaxy. So how in the world does this unimaginable number of tiny, living things coordinate to build something as complex as a person without it all just becoming a complete chaotic mess?
Well, the answer isn't some kind of top-down dictatorship from the brain. It's actually way more elegant than that. It's all about organization, about cooperation. The best way to think about it, really, is to imagine your body as this bustling, incredibly efficient society of cells.
And what's the one thing you absolutely need for any society to work? Teamwork. It's the simple, fundamental principle that turns that potential for chaos into beautiful, functioning order. But what does teamwork actually look like when you're talking about something you can't even see? And here it is. This is our answer. The core unit of all that cellular teamwork is something called a tissue. And look at this definition here. A tissue isn't just a random blob of cells. No, it's a group of similar cells, all on the same page, all working together to accomplish one specific mission. They're like the specialist squads in our huge society of cells.
So, if tissues are the teams, who are the key players on the field? Well, it turns out that pretty much everything in your body is built by just 4 main types of specialist teams. So let's meet them.
These are 4 big ones. The names might sound a little clinical, a little textbooky, but trust me, what they do is fascinating and absolutely essential. Let's break down what each of these teams is all about.
First up, we've got epithelial tissue. And I love this analogy, the border patrol. These are the cells that form all the boundaries, all the coverings and linings for your entire body, both on the outside, like your skin, and on the inside.
And their mission is really a two-parter. First, protection. Your skin is this huge sheet of epithelial tissue, and it's your first line of defense. But it's not just a passive wall. Its other critical job is absorption. Think about the lining of your intestine. That's epithelial tissue. And its job is to carefully decide which nutrients get to pass through the border. It's a smart barrier.
Okay, next up, connective tissue. So if the epithelial tissue is like the paint and the drywall, connective tissue is the scaffolding, the foundation, the steel beams. It's the very framework that gives our whole cellular society its shape and structure. So yeah, its whole mission is support and binding. And this is an incredibly diverse team. I mean, we're talking about everything from your solid bones that give you that rigid support, to the ligaments that bind those bones together, even your blood, which connects the entire body. It's literally the connective fabric of who you are.
All right, so our little society has borders, it's got a solid framework. Now it needs to actually do stuff. It needs action. And for that, we turn to the movers and shakers of the body, muscle tissue.
Their mission brief is refreshingly simple, but incredibly powerful. Movement. That's it. Whether it's the voluntary movement of you deciding to walk across the room, or that crucial involuntary movement of your heart beating, if a part of you is moving, you can thank this specialist team.
So we've got borders, we've got structure, and we've got movement. But how do all these teams coordinate? How do the movers get their instructions in the first place? Well, that brings us to our final specialist, the body's high-speed communications network, known as nervous tissue. The entire mission of nervous tissue is just that, communication. Your brain, your spinal cord, all your nerves, they form this kind of biological internet, zapping electrical signals all over your body to coordinate literally everything. Without this team, the Border Patrol and the movers would just be working completely in the dark. So let's just put it all together for a second. This table is basically the perfect cheat sheet for our cellular society. You've got the epithelial team handling borders and deciding what gets in, the connective team building the entire infrastructure, the muscle team providing all the action, and the nervous team running the whole communications grid. 4 very different teams, 4 critical missions, all working together perfectly.
Now, this whole system is it's elegant, it's incredibly robust, but it's not invincible. So what happens when this intricate teamwork breaks down? What happens when one of these teams takes a hit?
This is where all this biology becomes very, very real for all of us. Because when we talk about getting an injury, what we're often really talking about is damage to one of these specific specialized teams of cells.
Think about it like this. A burn is a direct assault on your border patrol, on that epithelial tissue. A torn muscle? Well, that's damage to your movers and shakers. A nerve injury can disrupt the entire communications network. Every injury we experience is really a failure of a specific team's mission, and it has very real consequences. So the main takeaway here, the big idea is this. Your body isn't just a machine with a bunch of separate parts. It is a living, breathing testament to constant, relentless, microscopic teamwork. Every single thing you do, from thinking a thought to taking a single step, is built on this incredible foundation of cells cooperating.
And that really just leaves us with a final thought to chew on. We've just seen how these four main teams build the very architecture of our bodies. It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? If this is the level of collaboration happening just to build our basic structure, what other incredible partnerships are at work deeper inside us, just hiding in plain sight?